Starbucks closing company-owned stores on the afternoon of May 29th, where training is going to be provided to roughly 175,000 workers. CEO Kevin Johnson saying in a statement yesterday the training is, quote, just one step in a journey. And it comes after he met with the two men on Monday and apologized for how they were treated. Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson joins me now in a first on Fox Business interview from Philadelphia. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl.
So, Kevin, what can you tell us about that meeting with the two gentlemen? Was it a productive meeting, in your opinion?
Well, I'd say it was a very productive meeting and a very positive meeting. I mean, I had the opportunity to apologize to those two gentlemen for what happened to them. They didn't deserve that. And it was important that I had the opportunity to sit face to face with them and apologize, listen to the experience they went through. And then we began a very, very positive discussion about how we can take, a terrible incident and turn it into something good. And so that's kind of where we are right now in the dialogue.
And you felt that they were receptive to your points?
No, absolutely. We had a very constructive discussion.
Okay, let's talk about these store closings. You just announced you're going to be closing more than 8,000 company-owned stores. It's estimated this is, going to cost in the millions. I know you're in the quiet period, so I'm not going to ask you about that. But what can you tell us more about these closings, and how difficult of a decision was it to make to close all of these stores on the same day?
Well, certainly what happened in our store that resulted in the arrest of these two young men was reprehensible. Shouldn't have happened. And so my responsibility is to come here to Philadelphia. I've been here for the last several days to make sure I understand how this could have ever happened and then take appropriate action to ensure it never happens again. So we're looking at a wide range of things, and so the announcement we made yesterday is one step in a journey. Closing 8,000 or more stores, company-operated stores in the United States, and having 175,000 Starbucks partners, we call all our employees partners, go through this training is just one step in this journey. Now, this is not a financial decision. This is a decision to do what's right to ensure that we can continue to create a warm and welcoming environment, which is what Starbucks has always been built upon.
The community, which has been something that you've started, of course, with the Reserve stores as well. I know that's very important to you and to the company. I want to ask you about the employee that made that 911 call. We understand she's no longer at the store. Can you confirm that she's left the company completely? And what can you tell us about the decision-making with regards to how you handled that partner employee, if you will?
Well, certainly, here's what I do know, that the call to the police and what unfolded was wrong. And so my responsibility is to look at every aspect of it. Certainly the store manager and the decisions made, the policy and the guidelines that the store had and the training provided, and ensure this doesn't happen again. And so, certainly that includes a wide range of things. And that's what I've been here doing all week. And and certainly I think we've got a good understanding of what unfolded, and we're beginning to take steps to ensure it doesn't happen again.
I know that you've met with several officials there in Philadelphia. How was your meeting with the mayor of Philadelphia? That's the one critical voice that seems to have continued to kind of, frankly, pile on the company. Do you feel better now after that meeting face to face?
Well, I think the goal is to help learn, listen, and understand the situation. And certainly I think we've had very constructive discussions with the mayor, the police commissioner, community leaders, and I think this is all leading to the fact that we are taking action in a way that we think is appropriate to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's the message. Do you think you can foresee a period where you change maybe the policy that customers have to buy something if they come into the store? I mean, we talk so much about community with Starbucks, and I guess the concern would be if you do change that policy, would the stores end up getting overcrowded?
Well, I think clearly we're looking at all aspects of this, the training, the policy, and with intent to make sure we continue. This brand has been created by creating a warm, welcoming environment for all customers. And my responsibility is to make sure we continue to do that. That's core to our mission, it's core to our values, and it's who we are. And so all aspects of this are being looked at, and the announcement we made yesterday is just one step in the journey.
Certainly a big announcement, and you've really acted very fast, and you've been getting a lot of credit for how you've responded, Kevin, to all of this. But it's interesting because you now find yourself in the same situation as many airline CEOs have found themselves in. You've got an employee and a customer, they have an issue. Somebody's got a cell phone. we've got the incident now that's being looked at in California with another Starbucks employee. Do you worry that your company's become a target for activists?
Well, certainly all companies make mistakes. Great companies learn from those mistakes and take the appropriate actions. And that's my responsibility, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
And we do know that there's going to be some planned protests today in Chicago. I mean, do you worry about lawsuits down the line? Do you worry this is going to go further?
Look, my priority right now is focusing on making sure that we understand how this could ever have happened and take appropriate actions. And so that's where my priority is, that's where my focus is. And I feel like if we do the right thing, we're in this for the long game. And so doing the right thing at this point in time is very important to me.
Right. Well, I know that this has been a long, arduous process for you. You're still in Philadelphia. You're dealing with this situation. And we thank you for your time. I do want to ask you before you go, I have to ask you this. On Mornings with Maria, we've sampled a lot of these specialty drinks that you've come up with, the zombie frappuccino, the Christmas tree. I have to ask, do you have where do you come up with these ideas, first and foremost, Kevin? And second, are you going to still be doing that kind of marketing throughout, 2018?
Well, Cheryl, we've got a wonderful team of food and beverage chefs and innovators in Seattle and with all our baristas around the world. So great ideas for these beverages come from everywhere, and we try to pull them together and make them fun and interesting for our customers. So the answer is we're going to continue to innovate in the beverages we can provide customers. And by addressing this issue here in Philadelphia, we also want to make sure we create that warm, welcoming environment for all people that walk into our stores. Certainly
it has been a heck of a week for you, Kevin. We really appreciate you joining us on Mornings with Maria. Look forward to seeing you here in our New York studios, and keep us updated on all the progress that's happening at the company.
Will do. Thank you, Cheryl.
All right. Kevin Johnson, the CEO of Starbucks, Maria. So a lot happening in Philadelphia. As you can see, he is still there, and we're still going to follow the story.